Hello, it's Helder here, and today I wanted to go ahead and review these East Shine lithium-ion batteries 18650, and they are rechargeable. I've used these in the past for my high drain devices like tactical flashlights, and was very impressed with them. And the one thing that I want to harp on is the safety feature. When I was sent these to review, I was excited because, of course, I was getting some other gear and important gear that I actually utilize, and also wanted to share this information with you as well as our Natural Training Center members. So what's cool about these batteries is there's a lot of confusion because there's different size batteries that have this same nomenclature of the 18650. So people have certain devices and they're buying this battery because it's a 18650, going to put it in their device and it just doesn't fit. If we were to compare this 18650 to another one that's very popular, you can tell that the East Shine is a bit girthier. It's also longer. And up on top here on the positive end, you can tell that the nipple actually extends, where on a lot of the other batteries, they're flat. So it's a very good thing to have this exposed because there's more surface room, so to speak, to make contact. So very good for these high drain devices, such as these high lume flashlights. But once we go into something, let's say like a vape or a mod for vaping, people are having issues, of course, because it's not really designed to fit some mods. All right, I'll show you on a few that they do work, which I happen to own, but on other ones, there's a lot of complaints. And even a few of our Natural Training Center members that do vape, complained that they were able to use these and thought that they could swap them out between their flashlight and their vape, and unfortunately they cannot. One of the reasons also is that there's an actual circuit board in here, which is really the number one point that I like. Of course, they perform great, they last long, all the other good stuff, very highly rated, but I also get great performance out of other batteries that are a lot less expensive. The issue is, and why I opt for these in my high drain devices, is because of the fact that it does have that extra protection, that extra circuit board in there that protects it against overcharging, protects it against short circuiting, over discharging, all of these things that wreak havoc. Many of you know that do vape, that once you put your battery in here, you kind of press it for a few seconds, inhale, let go, and you're not really affecting that battery anymore. Once we do go ahead and we have our flashlights, they tend to stay on a bit longer for a lot of tasks. So giving you an example, when I'm out in a field, let's say at base camp, and I were to lend a Natural Training Center member my flashlight, which this has happened, and what ends up happening is that they'll go, let's say, make a head call, so they'll go to the bathroom, porta-john, whatever's available at base camp, and they'll take my flashlight, and they'll end up coming back, leaving the flashlight on because we're in the middle of the campfire and talking and whatever, and they just forget. Half hour later, I go to pick this flashlight up, and it is on fire. All right, so that gets kind of scary, right? It gets you thinking. This could really turn into a field expedient pipe bomb, right? If you have the wrong things in there that you can't really trust. So being able to have this now with this circuit board in here that's protecting me against things like that and the overheating really brings home the reason why I prefer these East Shine for my low drain devices, all right? Going to the vaporizing now, you can tell that this battery fit in here no problem, all right, even though it is a little bit bigger. So it is a little bit more accommodating. When we have these mods, some of them accommodate, and obviously there's a lot of them out there that don't because many people are complaining. So you could tell I took the standard battery out of there that I use for, let's say, vaping, but I can go ahead and put this East Shine in there. And because of the fact that this one is adjustable, right? So it really all depends on the features. But the one thing that I do want you to keep in mind is that East Shine does make a specific battery. Now there's an extra number that they actually add to it, or a letter at the end of it, which is a U, I think is what it is. Yeah, so it would, if you're looking for the vape one from what the manufacturer says, once again, I'll put all this information in the blog post, with all the other specs. But there is one that would fit it, which are closer to the dimensions of this. So if you are having problem with your mod, which you could tell I am not for this particular size or this particular mod, but if you are, East Shine does accommodate you. Just make sure that you're getting the right specs for what you need. I have another type of mod here. Okay, this one isn't adjustable on the bottom, but my eShine works in here also, right? So it fits. You could tell it's a relatively light fit. It's really flush, where the other one actually gives me a little bit more room. But I can go ahead and tighten this up, and should be good to go. I don't know if you could tell on there, it says low, so it's working, you know, good to go. So once again, for those of you that are wondering about the mod, it really depends on the mod. So it kind of works out well for me, even though I use these for the vaping devices. In a pinch, especially out in the field where you might not have a ton of batteries or all your assortment, it's nice to know that I could interchange them. So make sure you get what works for you. And the most important thing is know ahead of time before you order it and then get disappointed. I've been very happy with this manufacturer. I mean, the way that the packaging came was second to none. The fact that it had the retail packaging, you know, with the wrap and everything, you know that they really care. Comes with this little plastic thing for 2 batteries to be able to put in their protective case. And more importantly, an 18-month warranty, all right, on these batteries. Now that's really impressive. I mean, 18 months, I didn't get that type of warranty on my high drain battery for my Jeep. You know, so they really stand behind their product, and that's something that, to me, that's a lot of credibility, right? Because especially we're out there, we're dropping our gear, doing all sorts of stuff, you know, 1,000 lume flashlights that are constantly on for, you know, a long period, you know, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on what the task may be. So I want to make sure that I add that safety valve to myself and, of course, carry this information over to our Natural Training Center members. Once again, this was the layperson review of these batteries. I will put all the specs and all that other stuff for all the gurus out there that understand all of this electrical stuff. I understand some of it, but not a lot of it, and I'm certainly not going to pretend. All right, but as far as from my experience that I'm sharing with you, hopefully you found this review helpful. Once again, thank you for your time.